6 months into a program, a team called us with a molecule that synthesized beautifully in milligrams and fell apart every time they tried to scale it. The IND window was closing, the chemistry had never been built to survive it. Hi, I'm Pharma, Director Scientific Affairs at Resolve Mass Laboratories, where we partner with Pharma and Biotech teams to build the chemistry infrastructure that carries drug candidates from early discovery all the way through IND-enabling studies. Why chemistry decide IND success? Here is the part that rarely makes it into project plans. Chemistry isn't one step in the pipeline, it is the pipeline. Timeline slippage, regulatory queries, clinical hold risk, trace most of them back far enough and you find a chemistry decision that was made too late or too narrowly. The synthesis route, the impurity profile, the physical form of your API, these aren't downstream details you clean up before filing. They are upstream decisions with very long consequences. Why pharma outsources chemistry early? Which is exactly why the pharma companies that reach IND fastest don't wait until they have a candidate to bring in chemistry support. They outsource early, not because they lack capability in-house, but because they lack bandwidth and because the cost of a bad chemistry decision compounds quietly. A specialized chemistry CRO carries an institutional memory of dozens of programs, including the failed salt screens, the scale-up surprises, and FDA questions that caught someone off guard 2 programs ago. That knowledge, the negative space of drug development, is genuinely hard to replicate internally. Hit to lead, faster decisions, better molecules. At the hit to lead stage, speed is the currency. You are deciding which scaffolds to pursue and which to kill, and you need that data fast. Outsourcing parallel synthesis and rapid SAR iteration means your decisions aren't bottlenecked by lab capacity. What a less experienced team often misses here is the pull toward the most potent compound rather than the most synthesizable one. A molecule that's extraordinarily difficult to build will cost 6 months in lead optimization. Or worse, you'll surface that problem during process development when the timeline pressure is far less forgiving. Lead optimization with IND in mind. Lead optimization is where IND thinking must begin, not at the IND stage itself. Metabolic stability, aqueous solubility, plasma protein binding, these aren't preclinical formalities. They are chemistry design constants. If your optimization campaign isn't already asking whether you can manufacture this reliably and whether your impurity profile will survive regulatory review, you are building toward a problem. The difference between a clean IND filing and a turbulent one is usually traceable to decisions made 12 to 18 months earlier, right here. Candidate selection as the gatekeeper. We worked with a team that had a genuinely strong candidate, clean pharmacology, excellent selectivity, but when synthesis was pushed beyond the gram level, a process-related impurity appeared that had never been detectable at milligram scale. It wasn't toxic, but it wasn't characterized, and the FDA would ask about it. The program survived, but it cost 4 months to run the studies, characterize the impurities, and rebuild the submission package. The chemistry had been right. The chemistry strategy hadn't been clean here. The candidate selection is where chemistry acts as a gatekeeper. Routes must perform reliably at scale. Raw material availability must be mapped against real manufacturing timelines. Salt selection isn't a formulation afterthought. It's the stability decision that directly shapes your IND package. Strong chemistry at this stage doesn't just de-risk the program, it protects everything the team invested before this point. IND-enabling work starts earlier than you think. The teams who consistently file clean INDs on schedule are the ones who started IND-enabling work before they believed they needed to. That means having route scouting data while biology is still optimizing the compound. GLP tox studies, process safety assessments, analytical method development, these don't belong at the tail end of the discovery. They belong running alongside it. Parallel execution compresses timelines, serial executions extends them. It's as simple as that. The math is entirely straightforward here. The organizational discipline to execute it is not always the same. AI drug discovery still needs chemistry. One more thing worth naming directly, the rise of AI-driven drug discovery hasn't reduced the importance of chemistry. It has made the execution gap more visible. AI predicts molecules, chemistry proves feasibility. A model that generates thousands of virtual candidates in days, getting any one of them into a stable, synthesizable, scalable physical form still requires a bench, expertise, and a feedback loops. The programs succeeding with AI are the ones who have paired it with experienced chemistry partners capable of translating a digital protection into an IND-ready reality and feeding that result back into the model fast enough to matter. So key takeaways from this session, 3 things to carry forward. Chemistry decisions made during discovery determine IND outcomes. The risk is accumulating well before most teams recognize it. Outsourcing chemistry early is not a sign of limited internal capability. It's a deliberate use of specialized knowledge and compressed time. And the difference between a 36-month IND path and a 24-month one is rarely a single breakthrough. It's a series of better informed chemistry decisions made earlier than your competitors thought to make them. If your team is working toward an IND and you are uncertain whether your chemistry strategy is keeping pace with your biology, that's worth a conversation. So let's have a conversation with our scientists at Resolve Mass Laboratories. We have supported enough programs through this path to know where timelines get lost and where they can be recovered. The candidates that make it through aren't always the most brilliant on paper. They are the ones that were built with the end in mind from the beginning. Thank you so much for watching this session, and I hope it helped you, and see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye for now.